Hello, friend. I didn't intend on doing a video this morning. I meant to meet a friend and go for a walk, but the waves, holy cow. So let's do an impromptu, like, artistic wave shoot. Look at these waves. So you can see that they have that, there's an offshore wind this morning, so it blows the spray back and just creates that iconic wave shape. Shooting it can be difficult because you really need to time it right. You need to pick your wave. It's kind of like surfing. Like, you need to look at the waves coming and just to be able to say, okay, I'm going to shoot that one. And then you're either shooting into the sun, so you've got to adjust your settings appropriately. It can be a challenge, but the result is just gorgeous. So shooting waves is just all about finding the moment and being ready for it. And oftentimes you can just fire off a bunch of shots, just hold down your shutter and let it do its thing. And some really, really, really nice waves out here this morning. Look at this one. Look at this one. So good. So good. I'm retired from my surfing days. Now I shoot them from the shore. But sure is beautiful and so symbolic to me too. Just the power of the ocean and the waves, and how there's always another one coming next, and you might miss one and really kick yourself for it, but there's a better one coming. And I think that's a good lesson in life. There's always a really great wave coming next. Just gotta look to the horizon and know it's coming. And on days like this, you're like, wow, yeah, they certainly arrived. It's amazing. It's great. So, not that going out there and shooting waves is an everyday thing, but there's some really cool art you can create out of it when you do it. So if you have an opportunity, get out and do it, or just enjoy what other people do, because there are some fantastic wave photographers out there. Just stuff that'll just blow your mind, stop you in your tracks. It's amazing. So give it a search, see what you can find. I do my best. There's way better epic stuff out there too. So just depends, but have fun. That's really the point. Have fun with it, and you never know when you're going to get that one that is just the one, the shot. So in the meantime, have fun looking for it. I want to clarify. Thinking about this, I said that there's a lot of people out there who are better. I'm not going to say better, I'm going to say different. There's a lot of different types of wave photography out there. Mine's great. I love it. I'm proud of it. Some people will get in the water with special equipment and shoot waves from behind or from inside. So just some really cool stuff that I really love. I really, really love it. But I did want to get on here and say, no, I don't think it's better. It's just different. And that's what's beautiful about it, is so many different types of photography and options out there. And look at those lines. Look at that. Amazing, amazing waves this morning. And here's another thing to consider when we're shooting waves, is I was shooting in straight manual mode, where I control shutter speed, aperture, and ISO all manually. Typically that's where I stay. However, this morning I found myself missing some shots, overexposed or underexposed, because there's so much change in light. Sometimes you're shooting directly into the sun, sometimes you're shooting away from it, and that makes a big difference in what your settings need to be. So I switched to aperture priority mode and then let the camera handle the shutter speed. So that makes you lose control of how quickly the shutter opens and closes, but it keeps the lighting and exposure the same, so you're not going to miss the shot. So I got back, came inside. Gosh, I had probably 500 images to go through from shooting waves this morning. Some things I wanted to share that I didn't while I was out there. Waves move really fast. And so if you want to capture those super fine details in a wave, your shutter speed needs to be really fast, like um, 1/650th of a second, 1/1000th of a second, to really stop the motion of that wave and capture the details in it. So um, I didn't do a great job of that this time, partly because, as I mentioned, I switched to aperture priority mode and let the camera handle shutter speed. It was great for exposure, but I lost control of some of that shutter speed. And so some of my shots are just um, show a little more movement than I would have liked. And I'll go through and put those on the screen and share the settings and show you what I'm talking about. But um, I'm still happy with them, but they weren't like really as crisp as I was hoping for, and that's because my shutter speed was just too low sometimes, too slow sometimes. Um, Also, decide if you want to shoot like super close up and get some artistic shots of the waves, or if you want a wider shot of the entire wave breaking. You're going to have different settings depending on what you want to do. It also depends on the lens that you have. If you have a big long lens, you can really get close to the wave and shoot some detail. That can be super cool, especially as it has just broke. Like when the wave just breaks and you get the other side of the wave, it's really, really beautiful, and it's a good opportunity to get some of that close-up work. Um, um, Learn to read the waves. Watch them for a while. Watch as they're coming in. You can see the lines forming out on the horizon. Watch which ones are breaking, which ones are creating that nice shape. You start to just kind of figure out where the waves are breaking uh, in relation to the shore, and where you might need to be to get that shot of the wave. They're so like, it's funny to say because you want to learn how to predict them, but at the same time they're incredibly unpredictable. So surfers tend to make really great surf photographers because they just have this sense of where the waves are going to be breaking. So um, it's definitely an art form, and the best way to do it is to do it. So I can share what I've done. It's not necessarily the way that it should be done, but I've had some really nice luck getting some great shots of waves. I hope you like them. Again, it's practice. These may not end up for sale on the website. They might. I have this vision of like putting 3 in a row where it's about to break, it's breaking, and then it just broke. I think that'd be a really cool series for someone to have on their wall. So I don't know if that series came out today or not, but at the very least, I had a ton of fun, got some great practice, reminded myself of some settings for next time, and hopefully you learned something too. So thanks for being here.